Bob Long, LADC. So many people have asked me, what's the success rate of inpatient treatment? Wow, that's a very hard question to answer. It's anywhere from 5 to 20% from my research that I have concluded. And what makes the difference? Well, I think it's the client. I know it's the client. First off, the client has to have an overwhelming and a compelling reason, a big why that they want to change or they want to quit. Death, by the way, is not a sufficient motivator. I see so many people on a daily basis who have been Narcan multiple times. By the way, one thing about Narcan, it does not bring people back from the dead. It reverses the effects of opiates. So the opiates, once they get in your system, they start shutting down the brain. And the last part of the brain to shut down is the central nervous system. And that's the part of the brain that keeps your heart pumping and your lungs breathing. So a person who checks your pulse and concludes after maybe 15 seconds that you don't have one, they may jump to the conclusion that you are dead. You may be having one respiration a minute. You may be having 2 heartbeats a minute. And what does a respiration look like? Okay, dead people don't do that. Last I've been told, dead people don't have that. So you're not dead technically, but you're really close to being dead. Sorry, I had to push my glasses up there. And Narcan will immediately reverse that side effect, or those effects of the opiates. And then all of a sudden your central nervous system goes like, hey, you know what? 1 breath a minute and 2 heartbeats a minute's not enough. So you're not technically dead. If you were technically dead, they could use all the Narcan in the world on you and you would not come back alive. That's a fact. I'm sorry to tell you, that's a fact. So let's talk about this a second. People who are internally motivated, they want to change, they recognize that there's a problem in their behaviors, have a better chance at making those changes. That's true. And people who are externally motivated, in other words, about 80% of the folks we see come into treatment because they want to make the judge happy. They got a nudge from the judge. Or they want to make their mom and dad happy. Or they want to make their spouse happy. They're trying to avoid making their consequences worse. Those people are not going to have a tremendous success rate. Those people who come in who are truly ready to change, who are sick and tired of it, not just want a vacation from it, but are sick and tired and really truly want to change, they have the best chance at changing. And in order to change, you have to start looking at your drug of choice totally differently. So many people say, well, I hate what it does, but I don't think I could, I don't think I could go without it. Well, that's a psychological addiction. That's what I refer to as being mentally weak. The resolve to have a better life just isn't there. And you got to have a resolve to have the best life possible. And a lot of people just don't have that. So if the counselor and the team can get the individual, the patient, looking at all of the negatives that his alcohol has caused him, or all the negatives that his meth use or her meth use has caused her. Okay, like what are those problems? DHS involvement could be definitely one of those. In Oklahoma, that's the Department of Human Services. They come in, they work child abuse cases. They may take the children out of the home and place them with a foster family, and then expect you to get clean and sober in order to get them back. And if you can't they will simply terminate your parental rights. I see this happening a lot in Oklahoma. The sad part is these people, many of them, will choose their drug of choice over their own child. So their priorities are mixed up. Well, that's because there's damage being done to the brain. And I get that. But they haven't looked at it differently. If you got 3 DUIs, 4 DUIs, how much did it cost you financially? What has your drinking cost you in terms of your social life? Has it cost you a relationship? Has it cost you a divorce? Has it cost you a job? I mean, okay, so then we go into the professional life. What does it cost you? Yes, sure, you're a functioning alcoholic. I hear that all the damn time. I am sick and tired of hearing I am a functioning this or a functioning that. I've got a 1997 Ford Econoline van sitting in the driveway. 6 of the 8 cylinders work. Flat tires, but I can put air in them and they'll stay aired up for about 30 minutes. The battery, dead, but I can jump it. I could get from point A to point B in that vehicle if I had to. But the ride's not going to be pretty. But it's a functioning vehicle. Well, that's what a functioning addict is, in my opinion. They can get to point A and point B. They're still alive. Maybe they still have a job. But oh my God, how much better could life be if they got a tune-up? I'm talking about my van now. That ride would be great if I had several $1,000s to put into it and get that thing up and running. Now, in all honesty, I sold that van a couple of years ago. It doesn't matter. The whole point of all of this is, if you want a better life, going to rehab is a great start. But if you go to rehab and you're just trying to avoid future failure, you're not going to get it. If you want to succeed, if you are a success seeker, if you're trying to seek success, and you can easily say, you know what, all of my problems in my life has centered around my selfish desires to drink or use, and I hate what it's done to me, then you have a pretty good chance of being successful. But so many people will reminisce about the old days. Why? Because in the past it was fun. In the past, it had benefits for you. It helped you relax. It helped you go to sleep. It helped you unwind. It helped you socially. It helped you whatever. But quite honestly, that was back when you were a teenager, and you don't need that help now. Matter of fact, it's not helping you now. It's destroying you and destroying the people around you. There's only one thing in this world that I hate, and that's addiction. Well, that's not true. I think you could, we switch addictions all the time, okay? So if you're still going to have that addictive urge to do things, so let's find a healthier way to express your addictions. Exercise, that's a healthy addiction. Going to the gym, healthy addiction. Research, healthy addiction. Searching for the fourth dimension and understanding that realm, talking about religion, is a great addiction. But drinking, smoking cigarettes, smoking meth, shooting heroin, dying of fentanyl overdoses, folks, that's just stupid. If you want to have, there's this old saying, you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. So if you're wondering why you're getting stupid prizes in your life, you better look at what you're doing in your life that's causing that. Yes, I'm doing a 360 here because Mel is now pulling me backwards. Have a good day.